Skaws.
Yep, and the winner of this is obviously going to be going up against
Yes.
Shonik in that losers finals. It's who gets the right to try and stop Shonik from getting that redemption
Yes,
set.
yeah.
Who wants, but at the same time, you know, we saw Parsnip also just played Will
Yeah.
a set before their last. Yes, they had a fantastic showing in that last one, but they weren't quite able to make it work versus Will, so let's see how things go versus Skaws. We're getting into it right now.
Yeah, here we go. Again, another interesting one. You know, sort of a very interesting one for Parsnip, actually, where kind of he's already faced off quite a lot today against characters that are able to zone well. Now he's facing another one. Kind of very sort of similar game plan here, actually, that he always had against, say, you know, Claw. It'll be interesting to see what he can do here.
Definitely. It's, again, we kind of talked about a little bit how Toon Link doesn't use their mobility to control space, they use their projectiles.
Yes.
And it's, even though, you know, the philosophy is the same, the mechanics is going to be so different.
Yeah.
But Parsnip is not afraid to just get those combos started, because once you get the hit, the power of Pyra Mythra is that you don't have to stop.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, and just, you know, already we're seeing actually just quite a close set between these two, just weaving in and out of each other. Skaws trying to get something going, but Parsnip finding that forward there, going to send Skaws quite far off stage. And again, just waiting out, seeing what Skaws committed to.
Huge stuff getting that Pyra up air, not going to be quite enough.
Oh, I do respect the attempt there. I think, you know, he was expecting Skaws just to be a little bit closer to him. But in the end, gonna get that up B, Skaws finding the stock away. But, you know, that Pyra is out. And this, oh no! I was about to say this is a Parsnip staple, actually. He loves going for that neutral B off stage, and it normally works. And it looked like it wasn't about to, but then suddenly it disrupted enough anyway.
Yeah, absolutely ballistic stuff to bring Parsnip back into the fray. With a little bit of a lead, actually. That boomerang going to stop any of those combos. We just said Pyra and Mythra don't have to stop once the combos start. Different when there's a little piece of wood flying at your head.
Yeah, and now just sort of bringing it down to a different pace entirely. Again, we saw the start of Parsnip going for a forward smash there. He's definitely feeling it. And as always, you know, Mythra's final F-Smash being a, you know, very quick move, so sometimes you can't just throw it out, and when you have sort of percentages of Parsnip, that is normally not too much of a risk.
Yeah, honestly, it seems a little bit like more disgustingly safe than you would imagine just from the visual, right?
Yes.
It has the vibe of those kind of Ike or like Marth kind of big chunky forward smashes, but it's not seeing that much punishment, all things being considered.
Oh, and Skaws does get the parry on this side B there, but, you know, still going to get hit a little bit. And now he's got to worry.
The issue is you don't actually get almost any returns at all on parrying projectiles. One thing I want to say that is a really important aspect of Toon Link versus the other links is that their up B will always send in the direction they're facing when they're doing it. So a turnaround up B means that they can always have screen control.
Yeah.
It's a really, really strong option. It's how we've seen multiple stocks going throughout the day from Skaws, just turning it around and launching them back the way they came.
Yes, yeah, absolutely. Now bring us down to our final stock each between these two, keeping quite close as well. Barely any damage separating. Skaws finding just a few small hits there just to even it up even more.
Why did you do that?
Yeah, it was one of those rare instances where Foresight genuinely did nothing for them.
Yep, nothing was accomplished, nothing was lost, nothing was gained.
Yeah, literally just a nothing, you know, sort of move. Oh,
Not
and
this time, but no punish.
Yeah, Skaws just, you know, like, you know, almost more kind of, you know, aware that he wanted to survive it, and then just not ready to punish it.
The back tilt coming in from Skaws, that huge range forward tilt that can hit all the way behind him. Bomb scoop gonna convert into the upper, taking the first game for Skaws. 1-0.
Absolutely beautiful stuff from Skaws once again. Just, you know, knowing the angle the Parsnip was going to be sent and then just throwing out that up air. Yeah, just absolutely, as always with Skaws, just being in the perfect place at the perfect time.
It's the thing, when it comes to the bombs, it's a lot of Space Invaders, right? It's just like predictive and preemptive options, and then knowing what that predictive, preemptive option will lead to if I'm right.
Yes.
So I'm just going to hang out at that place, which isn't where the opponent is.
Yeah.
So it's safe to do so.
Yes.
Yeah, you might lose positioning if you're wrong, but you're not getting hit for it. But if you're right, and the bomb does scoop them right your way, you win.
Yes,
so you know
absolutely. Yeah.
Good times.
So here we go then, game 2. Skaws 1 game up in a very, very close game 1. See what Parsnip can do here. Honestly, considering how close that game 1 was, sort of, I think we're just going to be kind of almost seeing like more of the same, except Parsnip already starting to tear it up.
Oh, catches that roll forwards from Skaws a little bit hasty from Skaws. Whether they just really wanted to try and get this momentum back, but they found it either way.
Yeah, again, going for that S-smash there, just very narrowly missing. Another sort of time where it is just safe to throw out, because it certainly didn't get punished for it.
That's I think a lot of the time when you've got a stubby character like Toon Link, who, when they haven't got their projectiles ready, do struggle in the range department. If you have a read at a distance, throw it out.
Yeah.
Or what's the worst that could happen? Yeah, you'll lose momentum and you'll lose position. You're not going to get exploded right this. There's a different matter, however.
Yeah.
A bomb changes everything. It gives that fair, activates the fair, gives them the tools they need to take that clean start.
And again, just beautiful positioning there from Parsnip, just moving himself exactly where he needs to do, throwing out that air smash as quickly as he could, finding that stock as well.
Absolutely. Catches the landing with the air dodge. No, none of that business. Not in this game. Oh, but Skaws does just the same.
Yeah. And really, again, just, Skaws just ready to punish at any sort of moment. Throwing out that boom as well, just to kind of try and disrupt Parsnip and how he recovers, set him into a more linear path. This is why Parsnip does it. He absolutely loves using that neutral beat, because it's one of those cases that, yes, okay, you can be punished hard if it riffs, but it has such ridiculous range to it, and it's so strong that if you even catch the last bit of it on your opponent, they're going to get set flying.
One thing I also want to highlight, how good Skaws has been at finding these really, really good response back airs out of shields. That thing has way, way lower of a hitbox than you would ever imagine just from its visual. And Skaws has been doing a masterful job of punishing stuff like down tilts with it, which is just like, that's mind-boggling to me.
And now Skaws just try and find it. Parsnip that neutral edge, just again, be nice and patient. Here comes the Pyra, trying to go back.
If they'd converted, I would have lost my mind.
And that could have been absolutely huge. That bomb actually, I think the first time we've seen with Skaws, actually, putting him in a pretty unfavorable situation. Able to get it quite nicely though.
Parsnip looking a little bit hungrily for some kind of pickup.
But actually escapes with his life there.
Yeah, a little bit messy stuff coming in from both sides. That dash attack was more than questionable, but
and again, just weaving in and out of the ledge there, on and off it, just trying to find a kill. But Skaws responding back immediately with another one of those up airs. We know how long that move lingers, so you can just throw it out, and if just one bit of it connects, that's going to be a song.
I don't think anyone really knows how long that move lingers.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
I think no one's lived long enough to find out yet.
Absolutely, because it is such a kind of almost a slept-on move. It lasts a long, long time, and also just kills.
Again, we see Parsnip catching the roll in there.
Yeah.
Really is quite aware of some of Skaws' ledge options.
Now.
The patience to just land on that platform, sit comfortably, confirm the situation, get your grubby little bits all over that Toon.
And Parsnip again, just kind of being all over Skaws there for a good while, just finding his little hits, but not sort of chaining too much.
Oh, no throw punish. That would have been a really, really juicy situation for Parsnip, possibly. Mythra, no, it's hanging out,
Yeah.
Staying there, never mind.
Yeah, and that Mythra going to stick around as well, going to use her quick speed just to recover the stage a bit quicker. But Skaws ready for it. We saw the lightning come out, but not going to be killed just yet.
The tech in place does get called out. This is a big percent deficit, and it's a different story from when it was versus Inkling, because this is the boy with the bomb.
And you see Parsnip just diving off there with that Pyra.
No
you know how big that move is.
What a weird hit.
Comes out, and Parsnip again starting to tear it up. Lightning comes out, but Skaws still not able to find it.
Masterful.
Yes.
The hero's bow coming in clutch. There was no way they were ever going to be able to get into a position to use the up B to recover. They had to opt for the side B, and those arrows were masterfully placed.
Of course, there was always a risk throwing out that side B with Mythra, to recover, because it can be punished hard. is exactly what we saw there. But Parsnip was just left in a situation where he had no other option but to do it. And then beautiful stuff from Skaws just to put him in that situation and then just say, okay, right, just gonna snipe you now.
Yep.
And that's it. You can't come back because you're gonna be too low, to actually make it back with that side B.
Yep, it is. I always say this. If you have guaranteed that there is no good option, make it as hard as possible for your opponent to win.
Yes.
Don't make it that you're going to win, because you can't.
Yeah.
Make it as hard as possible.
Yeah.
Just put in as much effort as you can, because then if you can do anything to inconvenience them, you get it done.
Yeah, absolutely. So now, Skaws 2 games up, potentially on the verge of making it into that losers finals, but Parsnip, we've seen time and time again, he is never a player to be counted out, can make these huge comebacks, not only in the games, but also just generally in the sets.
Absolutely, absolutely. We saw that ludicrous Game 3 versus Floor, and I would love to see that tenacity coming out again. But right now, Skaws is looking pretty phenomenal, because that's the thing with Toon Link, you get that offstage situation, you either get the kill or you get the time to pull another set of bombs.
And what we're seeing as well is just why Skaws is such a good player. Again, we're just controlling the stage at every point, including then.
Yeah, calling out that jump so masterfully.
Yeah, Parsnip just getting a little bit kind of almost too angsty, just throwing out those aerials, hoping one of them connects, but Skaws still living, but any big move from Pyra here gonna do it. That up B, a little bit risky, gonna get punished pretty hard for it.
For sure, 30% on the deck, and still no response. This is looking like it really might be the beginning of the end for Parsnip's run. If they can't pull this together pretty sharpishly, this is going to be a really insurmountable lead.
Yeah, and again, just absolutely beautiful placement
And
from Skaws there, and able to take the stock as well. He just did everything right there. Covered absolutely everything, disrupted as he needed to, and was more than enough to take away Parsnip's stock.
yeah, that arrow from Toon Link it's such a unique arrow. It doesn't work like either of the other two. And it seems like it's almost like clinically designed to stop that one recovery method. And it's just looking like a bit of an Achilles heel for Parsnip, who is just running out of options and running out of time.
Yeah, of course. You see, again, I think Parsnip almost getting a little bit too angsty now for the kill, throwing out things like that up B, which can be punished pretty hard. He has gone into the Mythra here, hoping to use the speed, but the Pyra going to come out just as quick, because just as I'm about to say, that side B and the sort of percentage of Skaws is out, you could just throw that in and just take the kill.
No one seems to die in this game sometimes, you know?
Yeah, I'm honestly surprised that Skaws was able to live that, because, that side B, such a good killing tool, but, Skaws just somehow, by all miracle, living.
It's some wild stuff, and Skaws is really, really just clinging on desperately to this lead. But it's not like a hopeless thing. It's just a feeling like this is just running out of any kind of response Parsnip could possibly have. Even if they get this stock off, it's such a ridiculous amount of decline.
Yeah,
it really feels a little bit inevitable. Yeah, like we've seen them make this comeback, but it's at another level right now. And Skaws is just not letting up this pressure. It's just looking so consistently.
I mean, for the last kind of almost like minute, Parsnip has just not been able to find a way in, and in the end, I think the steam just petered out too much for Parsnip, as Skaws takes a very dominating Game 3 and takes a set 3-0, cementing himself into losers finals.
Absolutely, they're going to be going